Heartbreaking tragedy on the water. A sailboat with 6 people on board colliding with a barge while both vessels were moving off Miami Beach.
2 children are dead tonight and 2 others are clinging to life.
And tonight we're learning more about the young victims and the terrifying moments before the crash. Team coverage begins with Local 10's Christian De La Rosa, who's live with the latest on the investigation. Christian?
Nicole, Calvin, the victims showed up here to the Miami Yacht Club this morning to take part in the Miami Youth Sailing Foundation. They would hit the water and eventually things got deadly pretty quick.
And 3 were in cardiac arrest, so it's a total of 5 rehabilitation.
The calls for help coming in around 11 Monday morning.
CPR in progress.
Multiple agencies rushing to the water near Hibiscus Island, where authorities say a barge and a sailboat collided.
Attempting to locate third victim at this time.
1 woman and 5 children on the sailboat were violently thrown into the water.
The second it happened, they called everyone to go back to shore.
A spokesperson for the Miami Yacht Club says the children were part of a sailboat camp. The woman was a counselor.
There was a massive boat and it hit one of the small sailboats.
9-year-old Enzo goes to camp here and says he witnessed what happened.
And they all went flying off the boat. 2 were found really quickly. 3 of them, there was helicopters, boats.
Where were you when you watched this happen?
I was on the shore. I had just got there and I saw everything happen.
2 of the 4 children rushed to the hospital, did not survive. Our cameras rolling on detectives standing on the barge before nightfall, trying to find out what went so wrong.
It's horrible, really horrible.
At last check, the sailboat the victims were on is still underwater as the investigation continues. Live in Miami, I'm Christian De La Rosa, Local 10 News.
So heartbreaking. Christian, thanks a lot. Our team coverage continues now with what we've learned about the young victims.
Local 10's Terrell Fournier is live outside Jackson Memorial Hospital with the latest. Terrell?
And Nicole, we have learned that all of the victims involved in this tragedy are girls. In fact, 2 of those young victims are still fighting for their lives here at the Ryder Trauma Center at Jackson Hospital. The race to save the lives of multiple kids was evident from the start. Paramedics rushing the young victims out of the ambulances and into the emergency room just minutes after they were pulled from Biscayne Bay. Sadly, a 7-year-old girl and a 13-year-old girl were both pronounced dead by doctors after arriving to the hospital.
There's still 4 county divers in the water.
Back at that Miami scene, more victims, rescuers pulling another 8-year-old girl from the water and an 11-year-old girl. At last check, those 2 were still listed in critical condition. An emotional day for fire rescue officials and for lifeguards who jumped in to help. In fact, 2 of those first responders seen sharing a hug at the ER entrance. Meanwhile, a 19-year-old woman believed to be the youth sailing camp counselor and a 12-year-old female participant of the Miami Youth Sailing Foundation were both rescued and did not need to be taken to a hospital. And we have spoken with several people here at the hospital who are tied to these victims in some way. They declined to speak on camera just about what happened. They told us that their primary mission was just getting inside to gain as much information as they could for themselves. Nonetheless, this can be described as a multi-agency response effort. So many agencies rushed to try and save these lives. The U.S. Coast Guard now again trying to figure out exactly what went so wrong out there on the water. We are live in Miami tonight. Terrell Fournier, Local 10 News.